We've all been there with a disaster game week choice. You benched Jared Bowen the week he bags a hat-trick. You didn't bring in super John Philip Mateta for a big haul. Or you made a howler captain choice so bad even your inactive friend outscores you. And it may have you looking like this after the game week. Well, I've come up with a little something to make the FPL experience a little more exciting. Not only looking at the highs of FPL, but also the unfortunate events that naturally happen in everyone's teams throughout the season. This is in the shape of FPL Bingo. Because if you can't win your mini league, you might as well win at losing, and still appreciating all decisions that went wrong. This is your game, where you and all your friends decide the rules and even the grid. However, I have made a template with the grid of particular events I think is very fun to notice. My template is a 5x5 grid, but it can be changed to 4x4 or whatever you want. Use mine or make your own, it's completely up to you. You can keep up to date on the bingo whenever you want as well. Do it at the end of the season, every game week, every international break, your choice. If you hit a target, or should I rephrase, to an unfortunate event, cross it off. Now let's get into the FPL bingo grid. And I'm adding my own titles to each one. First space, last kick heartbreak. A defender's clean sheet is wiped out after 90 minutes in stoppage time. Pep Roulette, you are the victim of Mr. Guardiola's famous random benchings, with a player you started from City being moved out of the starting 11 and onto the bench. Against the tide, captain a differential. This means someone less than 10% owned is your captain choice. In this way, the bingo almost encourages you to go a bit different in the way you play. If you find FPL getting a tad tedious or boring, this spices up the game a bit. Bench boost light. An auto sub bails you out with an unexpected haul off the bench, when a player in your 11 doesn't play. Twice as icy. A player you own scores 2 penalties in the same match. I'm looking at Mr. Palmer here. Deadline disaster. Forget to save changes. After all that planning, the save button is ignored and your FPL masterclass can't go ahead. Early exit misery. A defender you own goes off before he locks a clean sheet, with the team ending the game without conceding. This is the 59th minute disaster commonly. Wasted potential. Bench the highest scoring player in your team of 15. Gandhi wins. Captain a player in the early kickoff that blanks. As we know, we should never back the early kickoff. Trash to treasure. Sell a player a week before a big haul. I'm remembering Solanke's 16-pointer for me last season. Failed investment. The player you brought in gets injured in the first game. Hit parade. Take a -8. Sometimes it does get to that low point of the season. The eternal wait. A player you own blanks for 5 games. Frozen funds. Have 5 million stored up in the bank. Net to net. Own a goalkeeper return in the form of an assist or goal. A very rare occurrence, but of course the brilliant cells achieved this for me last year. The wrong squad. You've got more total bench points than your total 11. On the rise. Gain 5 green arrows. On the fall. Gain 5 red arrows. Almost legend. A player you almost got in gets a huge haul. They will come good. Keep a player for 4 price drops. Injury airways. A player you owned is injured on international duty. Blink and you miss it. A player you own gets 2 returns in 5 minutes, as in goals or assists. Lone Wolf pick. Start a less than 1% owned player. Dark Horse success. Own the Dark Horse before it becomes template. I'm thinking Cunha last season for me. I had him extremely early before he went big. And finally, budget champion. Start a player who was initially or still is the cheapest. I'm talking started the season 4 million as a defender, 4.5 as a midfielder, or 4.5 as a forward. I'm really hoping one emerges this season. Overall, there are no limits to how you can decide to play this bingo. You can choose how much it influences you. If you want to hit the captain a differential square to get a good row, but having a really good season, then of course the focus for you might be getting a good rank rather than a green bingo card. However, if the FPL season for you has been a disaster, and you want to end it more fun by collecting some random targets on the bingo card, like bringing a potential dark horse in, that may help alleviate the pain. My one has 10 positive events to hopefully look forward to crossing off, but also 15 unfortunate ones. So when something bad happens like benching 2 Rodgers returns, which is yet again probably going to happen for me, you can at least think, well that's another bingo square collected. If you change these all to positive targets, it could also be a cool tracker that allows you to monitor things you've achieved in the season and want to try to complete. But of course, a lot of the ones on my template are down to chance, such as a 59th minute sub for a defender. You can also change your grid to be more player focused, such as owning a Salah hat-trick. Yet again, completely up to you. Hopefully I brought something different to the table when playing FPL. I'm going to follow this bingo along with my friend and update it each video I make throughout the season. It may not influence me at all and we may just see what happens, but it's a bit of extra fun. If you want a template of the bingo, I should have posted it on my Twitter, which is linked in the description. Thanks for watching and I hope you have a great season.